Cassie doodle-doo. You know that I am always thinking of you. The way you laugh and you smile at me, you know you make me so happy. You know that I love you and always will. You know that I love you and always will. And always will. Cassie, I love you. Cassidy, I love you. I love you. I love. You know that I love you and always will. You know that I love you and always will. And always will. Cassie, I love you. Cassidy, I love you. I love you. I love you. And I will. My name's Kirkland. I started playing music with my buddy Ben Kirkland. A lot of people thought one of us was called Ben Kirkland. I was 16 and, you know, Ben had a guitar that he got from graduation, and I had a bag. We started playing power chords, Green Day, Bush. We kind of went from there. Down in his basement, the most awesome place in the world. You know, Ben's basement, that's where the party was, that's where the jam was. We got some drums, we got some equipment, we got some other people that joined up. You know, we started the band, Ben Kirkland, BK for Life, British Knights, good times. Ben Kirkland was effectively the band, but it was also a group of people. I still keep in contact with almost every single person that was, you know, around during that time period. Punk music was what we lived by. I mean, punk's not dead and it'll never die. In my life, it's mainly because of Ben Kirkland. You know, I can't forget about Greg Goddard, who was our original bass player. Greg moved on, and, you know, we had, you know, Jeremy Davis, probably the city's best bass player. We had Brandon Vogel, Brandon Mace, whichever name he goes by now. He was a badass rhythm guitar player. He was also the only member of the band who was 21, and he became our beer bitch. Yeah, I mean, Milwaukee's best, the jam room, you know, boys and girls partying it up. You know, I mean, you think back on that I think back on that time as the greatest. Eventually, you know, Ben Kirkland, you know, it faded away just like, you know, relationships tend to do. I met Josh Thompson. He was a drummer. He was dating a gal named Jessica Ferris. We formed a band. We didn't have a name. This may sound funny to some, but the name Fatal Candy Machine, which was the eventual name of that band, it came about by a band name making website. You know, it stuck. We liked it. Fatal Candy was what we called it for short. We did a lot of playing. We had a lot of changes in lineup. Kind of sounds like we were big shit, but we weren't. We played at Neener's. That was a big deal. Basically, Neener's was also one of the last places we ever played. Loved Fatal. Jessica Ferris, great lead singer. By the way, she's a girl. So unfortunately, we were a chick band. Just as Ben Kirkland faded away, fatal faded away, and all those people I still keep in contact with. People in that band, hell, we had John Griffith, Sean Cisco, Kenny Bowers. Ben was in the band. Jeremy Davis was in the band. Brandon was in the band. Hell, we had a plethora of great St. Joe talent. If we could have all just, got over the fact, people, you put 4 and 5 people in the same room at the same night, over and over and over, you're going to fight, and eventually, just like any other relationship, it's going to probably end. And fatal ended. I moved on, started a family. I didn't start a family. My wife and I, Iris, who is the backbone of my life. Iris and I had a daughter, Cassidy, who that first song was about, or that song that I just played. When Cassidy was born, she was diagnosed with a really bad birth defect. She had to have surgery at 3 days old. She came out just fine. She's perfectly healthy. She's 5 years old now. During the first few years of parenthood, I didn't really play music in any bands. And, recently I spent time with a band with a couple of brothers named Mike and Doug Snook. We didn't do a lot, but we grew musically. Seems like every other band I've ever been in, moved on. Well, I tell you what, I am really glad. I'm really glad that Ben Constable called me. He had heard that the Big Dirty was the band that me and Mike and Doug Snook and Jeremy Davis were in. We had split up fairly amicably. Ben called me out of the blue and said, "Hey, there's a budding music scene right now. You don't know it because you ain't paying no attention. Because I'm not on Facebook. I probably should get there. I guess I'm just living like my dad. I had to force my dad to get a debit card and a cell phone. I fully intend on continuing to play music. Music is what it's all about. It's what it's all about, other than family and friends." This has been One-on-One with Kirkland, and you're watching Tuning Fork TV. Rock on.